I hope
Happy weather.
you pre-sold. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, it should be recording.
yes, I see it. We're good. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Welcome to the Education Committee meeting. It is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. We do not have a guest tonight because we have issues to discuss, the Yankee Leadership Award and also the school supply giveaway, how we're going to get funding for it. So just feel free to jump in whenever you have something to say. As far as the Yankee leadership, as of now, we only have 2 submitted applications. And the deadline is the 31st. It's been sent to everybody numerous times. They're just not filling them out and getting them back to us.
I did have a conversation with Revisers One over Parkside. They said that they were going to complete it. They have they were going to have the entire AAU team do it. So I'll follow up with them
Okay.
to make sure that they get
Yeah,
that
I'd like to at least have 5 so we can send the
Yeah.
5 people there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, Diana and Roxanne, if you guys have anybody you want to nominate from your organizations, the application is online, or you can contact any one of us and we can send it to you.
Yes, thank you. In fact, that was something I was going to ask about because at our meeting next week, we're going to do a big push to see if there are kids who want to apply. And one of the things we'd be interested in is a printer-friendly flyer, meaning one that's not in color and that doesn't have a lot of text on it that we could send around and post around in the neighborhood. Because I think the official one has a lot of detail and a color. It's good for social media, but it's not so great for, printing and posting.
Okay.
I'll
You
see
made
what I
the
can do.
original.
I can also make one on Canva, and instead of all that information, just condense it into a QR code, scan this QR code for
Because I
more
did put
information.
the QR code on the flyer, the one that's on social media.
Can you send me everything?
I'll send it to you.
Roxanne?
Yes, thank you. I just want to suggest the leadership application itself. It's similar to the ethics committee complaint. It does a word wrap, which requires, it's a short form, so it doesn't make a difference. But going forward, maybe you can make the forms word wrap, because otherwise, when you want to edit the form, it takes a little additional time to edit it.
Okay,
You know-
I don't even, be honest with you, I don't even know what that
It's
is.
that when you put the text in the form, it doesn't wrap around. It just keeps going.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
That's a
think
good
when they create the form, they don't select the option to do the word wrap, and so it requires you to go line by line as different input segments, as opposed to one entire segment to describe why this person you consider, in your opinion, to be worthy of a leadership award. So I'm just suggesting it didn't really take that much time, nonetheless. And
Right.
second, I want to disclose the person's name because she's a young lady. But I did send you her resume. Did you receive it?
Yes, I did receive it.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
thank you for that. And I'll wait for you to explain more in detail the leadership, because I do have some questions to ask you at the gallery session. Thank you so much.
Okay. Chun Chun?
Just a quick question, Rosanna. I saw the resume. Is there a reason why that she cuts out her email address?
Yeah, that's all my concern, because she's a very young lady who is quite I don't know how to refer it, a good girl. So whoever contacts her, I just want to follow up if it would be a female that would contact her. And also, I also don't want that resume to circulate with her personal information, because she is a young girl who comes from a very
Absolutely.
hardworking family. So for own protection and privacy, that's why I redacted it. But I'm willing to share it with whoever. I don't know what the process is. I'll wait for gal session. But do you have to interview her? Do you have to reach out to her?
I think
No,
that.
you don't, go ahead, Chun Chun.
Oh, I'm just saying that, like, if she got nominated, we'll just need to have the way to contact her. That's why, just like wondering that, like, but if we can reach out to you and you can pass along the news, I think that's fine if she needs privacy.
Yeah, I will send it to whoever yourself or one chair or one member of the education to have her information. I don't mind sharing it. But then I want to share it to the whole board because we had issues where, I mean, I'm very protective of young volunteers, especially the ones that are very raised to be very well behaved. So I don't feel comfortable sharing her information with everybody on the board because I just don't want, just for her.
I'm sorry.
I'll
I'm
reach out
sorry
to
to
her.
interject.
Whoever wants to be in charge of the personal contact information, but I don't want to share it to the whole board. It's my only
Yeah,
concern.
you can, Roxanne, I'll be in touch with you. We'll talk about it more. You can send it to me.
And for some reason now I can't hear, so.
Oh,
Sorry,
we hear you.
I'm gonna have to log out. 1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
Would you mind clarifying just for the record, because like I'm a little lost on, I don't know.
I'm a little lost also, but
Information.
Yeah, same here. I'm lost.
Yeah, no, but like, I don't know what is it for the Yankee
Yes,
leadership?
she submitted an application for the Yankee Leadership Award. She nominated somebody and she blocked out the person's email on the resume. Because she didn't want the personal information being shared. She didn't know who it was being shared with. So I will reach out to her. I will make sure that I have that email so we can contact her if she's one of the chosen.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
My phone, I just, after the meeting, I'll put my contact information. Whoever wants her contact, I'll share with you. I just don't want it to be shared throughout the whole board. I'm just very concerned for, that there's no interaction with this young girl that's not appropriate. That's all my concern. Nothing against the board.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Can I interject? I'm sorry, can I interject?
Yeah.
So just in the future, and I don't know the age of this young lady and if she plans on
18.
going to college.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's 18, so she's applying. Just so that she's aware when she's doing scholarships and things of that nature, she's going to have to disclose her email address. Maybe not her contact, her direct number, but definitely an email address because that is a criteria. So I understand the protection, but she needs to be aware that if she wants to apply for scholarships and grants, that's something that she's going to have to do. Okay.
Well, she didn't apply. I nominated her. She didn't even ask.
Again, same thing. Again, I'm just putting it out there. Okay. Thank you.
No, I understand, but I had concerns with certain, I'm not gonna say anything more. Just for her protection regarding this specific board, I feel like I'd rather share with one or two specific persons, not share throughout the whole board. That's all. And
Roxanne,
again, she didn't
Roxanne, I'll be
apply
in
for
touch
it.
with you.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody have anything else to add about the Yankee Leadership Award? It is for a student that lives within Community Board 11 and does their community service within Community Board 11. They have to have community service. It can't just be someone you feel like nominating. Submit the application with a resume showing their community service, and we will be voting on it in February. The Yankees pick 5.
And it will be the
Students.
committee.
The committee
The
will be
committee,
voting on
not-
it.
Not a select few people
No,
on
no,
the
no, no.
committee.
The whole committee will be voting on it. Unless a committee member nominated someone, then they don't have a vote in it.
Right.
So none of us have nominated anybody, so we will all be voting on it. Any other questions about Yankee leadership? Diana, did you have any other questions about Yankee leadership?
No, thank you.
Okay. So next is our school supply giveaway that we want to have in February.
yes.
How are we going to fund it?
So we do have sponsors.
Okay.
So Serena did secure sponsors.
Awesome.
How many boxes were there?
Okay. It's like individual boxes, I guess, for the kids, so something like 200 boxes. She has, I think she got them from Staples.
Yes.
Angel
also secured boxes.
Yes.
Boxes. He's a secured sponsor too. That will also be distributing also distributing too. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he just said yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
And we also secured the spot, which is Eastchester Gardens with Keith.
Okay.
So looking at the day of February 17th around 12 p.m.
17.
At Eastchester Garden.
Each grass, yes.
And I also got a box, it's like a box and a half of marble notebooks from the former council member's office. So, you know, we got some stuff trickling in.
Okay, good.
So if anybody wants to donate or I guess add on the sponsors, definitely, definitely appreciate it.
You said 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to add to that? Anybody have questions about the school supply giveaway? Anybody have any other issues they would like to bring up to the committee? Diana, Roxanne, any other issues to bring up?
I'm sorry, is this a gallery session? Yeah, I'm waiting for.
Yeah, because we didn't have a guest. This is the only two topics we were discussing tonight.
Okay, I'll wait my turn. Thank you.
Okay, Diana, go ahead.
Sure. Two things. One, to let you all know that the BPECA basketball guy and the Parkside basketball guys, the We Rise as One basketball guys, are looking into the possibility of getting school gyms for winter evenings, weekday evenings, like sort of 5 to 7 time, 6 to 8 time. Because there's a lot of kids who need something to do in the evenings, need some sort of activity. They'd love to play basketball. They can't necessarily afford to enroll in the after school programs because of the cost. They're not like on their school basketball team, maybe younger kids. And it would probably be elementary schools rather than high schools because the high schools are using their gyms for their sports teams. But we're just starting to look into this, for maybe February and March when it's colder and they can't play outside or hang out outside. And one of the issues is, does a school safety officer have to be there and who would pay for the safety school officer? So I just thought we wanted to let the community board know in case you have ideas or connections or know how these things work. The city councilman, Kevin Riley, said that he's trying to get legislation passed that would allow for school gyms to be used in lieu of the parks whenever the weather prevents playing outside. But that's going to be a long legislative process. And he said, in the meantime, he would love it if individual groups, neighborhood associations started relationships with their local schools to get this kind of thing going. And then the other thing was, last fall, there was a post by the vice chair about the high rate of absenteeism, chronic absenteeism in New York City schools. And I know that the committee chair had strong feelings about this as well. So I think it would be very good if the education committee could look into this issue this year. Study it in our district, see what kinds of things can be done, rather than relying on social media posts that are maybe not informed. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of research to do on it. So those are my two items: help with the getting access to the school gyms for kids to play in.
So now the only
And-
issue I see with that is an insurance issue.
So
Insurance
I-
is always an issue.
So they would need a permit
Mhm.
to keep the school open later than it's supposed to.
Right.
Either the school does that, then the school pays for that permit. Now, the safety agent is, if the school gets the permit approved, then the safety agent comes with the permit. And the city pays the agent. But if there's no permit to keep the school open for a program, then the space can't be used. I can get space, but like you said, if we don't do it the right way,
Mhm.
then we'll deal with liability. So if we go the right way, because I've opened schools before to do other things, to drop clothes off that I had to donated. Permit, safety agent, but then we have to figure out, you said the gentleman's name, who
Riley?
is that person a licensed educator?
Oh,
Because,
the basketball.
Oh, Rice is one. Okay.
right?
Right.
So using a school, I don't think is a problem, but then there's all those other
Right.
legal things. And what school are you thinking of, or schools that you have ideas of? Because I do know the principals, and maybe we can speak and see what they have, because I know a lot of schools have after-school programs. So maybe while the kids are in classrooms, they'll allow them to use the gym while the after-school programs are open, right?
You know, it's a shame because St. Francis Xavier is sitting empty, and nobody has access to that space. I mean, that would be a great space for something like this. But then again, we have the insurance liability. Who's gonna pay for the insurance?
I did go to BPECA's meeting last one. And I did ask Councilman Riley a question in regards to the what's it called? The community center that that we were been advocating for. And he told me straight up, like, the RFP process to get such a center is like years long, and the possibility that it would happen here is like very little.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been fighting for it for years.
Yeah, but he said that we could partner up with certain beacon programs, programs that have the permit and the insurance liability, bring them to the community, sit down with principals, elected officials, leaders, to try and get a partnership in certain schools.
Hazel would be good with that, with NIDC. NIDC would probably be a good partner with that. Also, Jacoby has a gym. We need to see how we can gain access to that gym. Because that would be great. And as far as I know, it was recently remodeled. So that would make an excellent community center.
Diane, and have you thought of what schools you're talking about, and like?
Well, we would
here,
start
or-
with, BPECA would start with PS 96, which is also where we have our meetings. And I'm not sure, I mean, a lot of the kids from the Parkside area go to PS 96 as well. And then the other one is MS 135, which is now several separate schools.
Yeah, I know. I can
In
speak to
your
the
area?
district rep tomorrow. I'll speak to Dana tomorrow to see how we can try to help in getting in there, because I am sure 135 has an after-school program, because it's a middle school. So the middle school would definitely have an after-school
And I know
program.
89 definitely has an after-school
Mhm.
program with
Mhm.
NIDC.
Right. So we can look into it, definitely.
What
Okay,
about
thank you.
the community?
You're welcome.
Chester Gardens, would that be a viable solution for basketball?
I believe the center is underutilized, and I believe any program they can get, they need it. They do. I don't see why not.
That's something to think about, Diana. East Chester Gardens.
Right,
I know that's where the 4-9 does their Friday Night Lights.
right. Saturday Night Lights, right?
Saturday Night Lights,
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights was the movie. Yeah.
It is close enough too, actually.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
The only thing that I would say with that, is that you really need to, there should be a sidebar conversation when it comes to, Eastchester, youth. Just the demographics and just a lot of things that are going on, making sure that, gang relation and things of that nature, that we kind of touch all sides. So just,
Hmm.
you really need to have a conversation when you're coming into a housing development like that.
A conversation with who? Who would you have the conversation with? I
Well,
hear this
conversation
all-
with you,
wait a
I mean,
minute,
you,
wait a minute. I
hold
hear this
on,
all
you
the
asked me a
time. All
question.
the time I hear that when
Why
you
do
go
you have
into
to speak to each other like this?
a New York City Housing Authority development, it's all crime ridden. That ain't true. It ain't true. Now, if you don't want to go, fine. But the other people, they want to come up in it. I don't like it.
First of all, Keith, I was raised in Eastchester, so I'm not coming from that aspect. I'm just coming from the side of a conversation so that everyone is aware and that we are taking precaution and everything is everything.
The conversation
So
about
I've never
myself.
said, so don't spin that narrative to me, because I'm not, don't do that.
No, I'm
Don't do that,
telling
because
you.
I was raised
People talking.
45 years, raised and have family still in
You should
Eastchester.
be talking like you
So
talk.
let's not go there.
Be talking that way either. We should be respecting
Right,
each
all
other.
right, okay, okay.
Don't
Let's
tell
not
me
go
how to
there.
talk. Who you
We
think you
should.
talking to?
All right, guys.
You got your mind? You don't talk to me
It's
that
fine.
way.
I'm not out of my
It's fine,
mind.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
you are talking to me
It's
that
fine,
way.
it's
Guys,
fine,
I'm gonna-
it's fine,
Thank you.
it's fine.
I'm
It's a
better.
new year, we're gonna
Yes,
start off
we're gonna
with
start off the right way.
mellow tone. We will work together
Mhm.
and we will get this going, because who matters most in this situation
Is
are
the kids.
the kids and the youth, and we will bring the resources here together so everybody is accounted for. Okay. I meant to ask Keith, I know we do need tables for the school
You'll get
placement
it.
drive.
You'll have it. Right.
Thank you. I do think that it is a good idea for the basketball program.
I think
So I think that we can sit down and maybe we can probably discuss with the precinct council or even We Rise as One and figure out how can we probably have a basketball night. I know that I do go with my friends every Tuesdays and Thursdays to Rye High School up in Yonkers, and we play basketball there. Usually the kids in that area also do that too, and they pay like $5, to get in. So maybe that is a model that we can, and they donate that money to a charity. So maybe that is a model that we can replicate here for the situation. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of options. Let's just stay together for this one, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Roxanne?
Yes, hi, how are you? Thank you. I want to mention the young lady that I nominated. She's been a volunteer for several years, and as you saw in the email, links to CBS, BronxNet, and Bronx Times to interview her throughout the couple of years that she volunteered when she gave out COVID-19 PPE, including face masks, when she advocated for native trees on our parkway, and as well as when she was ambassador to encourage members of our community to take part in our cleanup events. And we don't just hold a cleanup once a year for photo ops. I have held a minimum of 20 to 30 cleanups once every year annually. That doesn't include the special events that we hold, like for the holiday tree lightings, the egg hunt, or I think we call it the bunny day. I mean, we hold lots of events. I mean, we don't, our group is basically more action than talk, and that's not throwing stain at anyone else. I'm just saying that she's been a vital member of our group since she was barely 14, and she attended most of our events. So I nominate her because she'll be attending college this year, and I figure she deserves recognition as well as a little stipend to help her with her materials, including books, textbooks. And I don't want you to hold it against her because I didn't want to disclose her information. I'll give it to whoever wants it. But I don't
No,
want
no,
this
no,
in
it won't be held against her, Roxanne, not at
Yeah,
all. And I did see her resume, and it is very impressive.
She's an honor student, which she did not include that in her resume. She's been recognized by her high school for her artistic abilities and was even showcased in the main library on Grand Central. She did not include that in her resume. And she is a very nice young lady, well behaved, professional, and she's a very good ambassador for our community, and what I would think most young girls in our community would strive to be: very well spoken, very well behaved, and I'm very proud that she's
Sorry.
part of Pelham Parkway community.
She sounds like an amazing person, and I would love to see her resume. But at the same time, it's not fair to other applicants that won't have this
Level of advocacy.
advocacy and she sounds like an amazing person. But it's not fair to the others that will or have applied,
So
so
we just
I
based it
just
on the
asked.
application and the resume.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
but
I
I
couldn't-
I'm
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, who was speaking?
Susan Perez.
All right, I was just, I wasn't not trying to be unfair. I was just highlighting all the things she's done
I'm
for our
not
community.
saying, absolutely not. I'm not saying that you were doing that. I am saying it's just not fair because the others don't have that opportunity. And I never said that it was you doing that. I am just trying to say that it's just not fair to the others that are not having that person to stand up for them. And you keep standing up for her because she.
No, I thank you.
You continue doing that. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying, okay?
No,
So-
I appreciate, I won't disclose any more of her achievements, but I'd just like to say that I just don't want anything to be held against this young lady because
No,
any
that's
personal
not
animosity
right.
towards me, because I never met a person who was more deserving as this young girl that I met. And I never nominated anyone but I had to nominate her because she has done so much, not for Friends of Palm Parkway, but for the community itself. She has volunteered for other groups, and maybe I'll ask that group to send you a letter of reference. She has
No,
created
we have all
logos.
we need. We have all we need, Roxanne. Thank you.
All right, and okay, thank you so much. Have a great evening. Happy New Year.
You too.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year. Keith, do you have anybody to nominate for the Yankee leadership?
Yes, I do have two people. I would like to give them to you, as soon as this week, if I could.
Yeah, you have the applications?
No,
You don't.
not going to give.
I emailed it to you, but I'll do it again.
I didn't get it. I can't.
Gotcha.
My fault. I'll do it.
It's fine. It's my fault for not being.
Yes, to the folks of Reverend Rhonda, if she has anyone.
Yes, I will.
We take 5 kids.
Okay.
So right now, we only have 2 applications. in.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Does anybody have anything else to add? Hi, Tara, how are you? Tara, I don't know who that is. For a minute, I thought it was Roger's wife, but that's
Tiara?
not.
Yeah.
Tiara, do you have anything to add to this? Do you have any questions for us? No. Bob, you have anything to add?
No, not tonight.
Okay. Anybody else here, or is that, I think we're pretty much done? Yeah.
Mention the absenteeism issue.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That was on my head. It would be nice. There's a lot of things I can get done with this damn city. But it would be nice to get us a new study done for our schools. I especially with our district, we, while the Bronx has shrunk in population size, we have actually grown in population size, which is very interesting. To get a better understanding as to what some of the needs are for the community in regards to families with students, and also to understand how COVID has impacted that going forward. I don't know who we can speak to try to initiate such a study for all
Well,
of
I
us
can
who-
tell you my experience of how COVID has impacted it. The kids that are now starting school that were the COVID kids
Mhm.
are way behind the kids
Right.
before COVID.
Okay.
So there's definitely socialization wise
Mhm.
and education wise. And you can tell that most of the kids that were home, the parents did most of the work for them.
Okay.
Because now they come back and they're lost.
Okay. And I'm also wondering if there is an issue in regards to the research that parents have. Because some parents are working 2 jobs. Some parents are, some parents are single. So it's like, are there resources that are needed to help alleviate some of the issues, whether it's daycare, whether it's tutoring, like I'm trying to figure out how to say it, but it's like I would love to see a study to see what are the drastic needs that needs to be done and what is recommendations that the community can take to address them. Like, I guess that makes any sense.
NIDC might be a good person to reach out to for that.
Okay.
Because they are in a lot of the schools and they offer after school and a lot of programs in the schools.
Okay.
So maybe we can get a study that measures those schools against schools that don't have those programs
Right.
and see.
Right. And I'm also wondering, because we do have, like, near us is Fordham University. I'm wondering if we could possibly influence them, like, do a academic study on that too, on their end. And to figure out, what are the differences within our schools compared to neighboring districts or the city as a whole. So
That's a good idea. Susan, would Dana be able to get us any of that info?
I'm thinking of just looking on the DOE website, because the DOE website, I was just about to say, Malcolm, I am sure the Department of Ed has done this.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm pretty
So-
sure DYCD also routinely does stuff like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay.
So I will look into it tomorrow, or I will call my superintendent or Ms. Vaughn, the D11
Ms.
superintendent.
Vaughn, I would like to get Ms. Vaughn here for February if we could. But
Dana's been trying.
yeah,
Okay, makes sense. And I mean, if we wanted to, we could ask people to come out to the Replenishers Drive to offer resources, things like that, maybe with tutoring.
have you spoken to Hazel at all about it?
No, I have not spoken.
I'll reach out to Hazel about it.
I see Roxanne put her hand up.
I think that was up already.
I don't think she did it
I
again.
think
Oh.
it's new.
Yeah, it's new.
Roxanne, do you have a question?
Yes, I was just waiting for Mr. Gray to complete his sentence. Let me know when I can speak, please.
You go ahead.
Go ahead.
I want to know also since due to unfortunately the rise of COVID-19, are you aware of any if the schools are implementing only COVID-19 rules? Because the city hospital already mandate face masks inside their facilities. So do you know any changes yet as regarding COVID-19 in schools?
Einstein did go back to mass.
Yes.
Yes.
The hospitals,
All
do-
hospitals have.
Yeah.
But she's
but
asking
the
if
schools
schools have, so
I know
I can't
Catholic
answer
schools
that.
have not.
Because I'm in the Department of Ed, we have not gotten anything yet about schools going on to mass.
Right.
We're
We haven't
waiting for it, but
But I will say, my principal is doing sanitizing the rooms every day. They're getting sprayed down again every day.
what
But
school
that's
you're at?
about it. That's St. Teresa in Pelham Bay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Diana has a good point in the chat. AOC has the homework helpers.
Okay.
So maybe, I don't know if we don't really want someone to give a presentation, but they can set up a table.
Yes.
I can get a table. We have this program called Dial a Teacher,
Mhm.
and we have teachers, and now because of remote, they can actually do it from home, and we have so many different languages.
What's it called?
That Dial a Teacher. So I will get flyers mailed here. They have flyers, they have bookmarks, they have so many different things. And I'll ask the director if she wants to come the day that we give out.
Mhm.
Mhm,
Thank you.
mhm.
I remember these had the great stickers for my notebook.
Dial a Teacher?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I put them on my calendar at work.
And I'll also ask the YCOs to set up a table for the explorers. If we
Awesome.
can get more kids to join that program. That's a great
This is
program.
also a random thought, a little separate but different for that. Is there any way, something that's been on my mind a little bit, helping students understand the public high school application process also? Because that is very, very, very confusing and students do not know what to look for. They do not understand how the ranking process works. I got lucky that I ended up where I ended up. My sister was very intentional with where she ended up, but a lot of her peers had no idea what they were doing.
Oh, I tricked my mom to go to my school, so.
My mom forced me to go to school in Manhattan.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because she worked in Manhattan at the time and she wanted me close to her just physically, but something like that I think also would be really helpful to maybe get that conversation going.
Right, that's true. Do we know anybody that's
What if the library has anybody that does that?
Not when I was in 8th grade, which was back in 2014, I had no help and there was no, like, we had one guidance counselor at 83 for 200 students.
Wow.
So there was nobody.
Wow.
And it's probably worse now.
And I bet it's probably worse now. And I would assume that other schools are in similar, if not other situations as well.
Yeah. I don't know much about the public school application process. I mean, I can tell you about the TAPS application, but that's about it.
No, I can speak at length to the public school like application process. You get this giant book that's like literally this big
Mhm.
with every school in every single borough. It has their graduation rates, their requirements, whether there's rates-
Population,
Yep,
demographics.
everything like that.
their
But
programs.
yeah, and students don't like some schools are separated. So like they'll
But
say,
it's
like,
not a book anymore. It's all online.
well, it's still that's even
It's all
I would
online.
argue that that might be even more intimidating.
It is, because I've heard kids complain.
And
And I'm like, you know.
you get basically, so they used to do it, they give you this giant book, and then they give you almost like a sheet of paper with 10 slots, you pick 10 schools, And the order in which you apply, they'll pass your application to each school. If you get accepted at the first one, great, that's the school you go to. If not, basically you work your way down the list, and if you're not matched with another school, you have to go through a round 2.
Oh, Diana said something. Diana, that was actually my thought process. When I was applying to high school, my mom wanted me to go to, I think, the high school of aeronautics. And I was just like, you're not going to catch me in the Bronx for school anymore. So I literally like, I played with my application.
And Malcolm and I went to the same high school.
Same high school, literally.
Did-
Our high school when I applied was opening up.
The founding class. yeah.
Yes. So I had actually figured out that the new applications would cancel on old applications. So I applied to the new schools to put our high school up top. But you know, when I was that age, I felt like I don't know, someone told me the Bronx schools were not
I was told the same
properly
thing.
funded. Yeah, we're not properly funded. We're not giving.
Well, that's the
them-
story of our life here.
Yeah, you know, so
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Manhattan for high school for that very reason.
And it's true.
I didn't want to get on the train.
you know, so you know, our high school gave us a lot of opportunities, internships. I was on the track team there. You know, I didn't feel like I would have that in the Bronx, so that's personally why I did it.
And Malcolm was the founding class. I came in, maybe you were class of 2012?
Yeah,
The
2012.
class of 2018. And by that point, the school was much more developed that not only were we required to participate in different things, whether it was an internship or TA, like being basically senior year, you either had to take an internship or you had to take a TA. Our class structures were also very different. They were all seminar based, including our math classes. So we developed a very unique skill set where we can, those critical thinking skills,
Yeah.
they were very much verbalized to us from the get-go.
Yeah.
And actually their model is actually something that I'm looking into to try to replicate more on a career development side for students where I work.
Right.
Because students have skill sets and they don't know how to talk about it, but they taught us how to talk about it where we went to school.
Even our AP classes were something crazy.
Even our AP,
Yeah.
everything was Socratic seminar based. Our class sizes, I think the biggest class I took in high school was 18 students.
Don't talk about class size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't talk.
but this is a public school, by the way.
Yeah, high school. Yeah.
No. Catholic schools
Yeah,
aren't even
but
that
homeschool-
small.
yeah.
This is a public school.
And they were
They're
they were
in a Catholic
and
school, so.
yeah, they were playing around with the hybrid system way before anybody else did.
Yeah, our Spanish class was hybrid. Like back in 2014, I took Spanish class in a hybrid mode. And the other thing that was particularly unique to like at least the way that their school like application system is based is that they prioritize 60% of students now that attend the school must be from low income zip codes.
Yes.
But they also must have a certain GPA. There's a GPA requirement.
Yeah.
So 85%, but also 60% must come from low income zip codes. And I think they prioritize students that come from Title I schools.
Title I.
Yeah.
The other thing that was unique though is because it was open to all boroughs is that we were exposed to students of very different backgrounds and very different
Right.
lifestyles. Which I would have never had if I had gone to a public school in the Bronx.
Yeah. You know, because our schools technically, untechnically, is kind of segregated in that aspect, especially when it comes to our class. You know, like economics wise. So that's an issue. You know, so but I love my high school. Love it every day.
I mean, look at Cardinal Hayes, perfect example.
Right.
They won the state championship, but they don't have a field to play on. And the city promised them a field when they closed the old Yankee Stadium, and they still don't have a.
They
decent
play
field.
on the Mont Haven campus field.
Yeah,
That's not right.
it's not.
Not right at all.
He just said you don't bark and you're barking. He just went, "Whoop." Like, okay, I need to
But
go.
yeah, something about the high school application process I think would be helpful. A lot of students have, like some schools are segmented. These are humanities specialty schools. These are math and science, and students have no idea what does that mean.
Yeah.
And I'll also reach out to the library, see if they want to come and table.
That's a
at
good
the
idea.
event.
Yeah. That's a good.
Yeah.
idea.
Manny's good. He usually comes to
Yeah.
everyone. So, but. Anything else? Keith, do you have anything for us? No? Susan, anything else?
No, nope, I'm good. Gizmo's like telling me.
Chomping at the bit.
Anybody else there have anything else to add?
Thank you for the link. Yep,
One
and
last
go
question.
support. Yep.
The pre-3K program, I know Richard's just open. Are those based on locality or it's open to everyone? That's a question for a parent, which I forgot to help her out yesterday. So I'll do it.
That I don't.
You
I don't
have
that.
to live in the district where the school is.
Yes.
Like when we were at St. Francis, our pre-K 3 and 4 program was DOE, but you had to show proof that you lived in the community.
And the
Within-
DOE is the
yeah.
same.
Okay, thank you.
Isn't it with DOE schools though, if a parent works in that district also, they will make an exemption?
No.
Not with the 3 and 4 year olds.
I don't think with three,
Oh.
no, not with 3K.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. Hopefully we'll have Christine Vaughn next month as our guest. Everyone have a good night and we will see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.
What's that? What's that mean?
Yeah.
Was it?
It was.
Okay.
I thought it was.
No, yeah, it was. I
Okay.
saw broadcast on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Good night, everyone.
How do I?
Hi, Gizmo.
Bye,
Gizmo
Gizmo.
wants his walk now.
Bye, Susie.
Oh, no, mira.